So when a woman is using a man, she always does these. Now I know, sometimes when you're in love, you can actually see all the signs, right? But you hope against hope that it's not what you're observing. You stay positive only to be disappointed in the end, and literally your life comes tumbling down like a deck of cards. This video is going to hopefully help you decipher and read between the lines, just so you don't get used by women. So women have this thing that they do where, for instance, if they don't like you, they tell you that, look, I'm not interested, we could be friends. And usually the "we could be friends" line is simply a hook to keep you hanging around for as long as possible so she can take advantage of you. Not every woman is like this, and I do not speak for all women, but there are certain unscrupulous women who do this. So this video is going to highlight things you need to look out for if you're actually being used by a woman in your life. When a woman is using a man, she does the following. First on the list is they don't do one-on-one dates, right? You would attempt to go out with her and she will always suggest to go to either public places or come along with her friends. Now, I actually have a more detailed video on why women do this, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Now, the key thing you want to take away from this pointer is the fact that when she invites other people to your date, she's just trying to disperse the attention that you're giving her across the group so she wouldn't feel too much under pressure and doesn't have to deflect your personal questions ever so often. It's her polite way of just benefiting from the situation without giving too much commitment. Be wary of this. Number two, they seem checked out. So if someone is in a relationship with you, or you're looking to spend some quality time with some person that you like, right? And she always seems checked out, this is definitely a red flag. And by that I mean she doesn't seem interested in your day-to-day, doesn't seem interested in what's happening in the present, in the now. When you go out with her, she's engaged with everything around you, including her phone, but you. I don't know if you understand. When you sit across her in the room and you're trying to engage her in any meaningful conversations, she'll quickly bring up other conversations that will distract you from what you're trying to do and or achieve, or she will just be really dismissive, right? Or better yet, you never know, she might even meet someone and bring or drag that person into your conversation and make them part of your party. When a woman is checked out, it means she's not interested. If she's still hanging around you, it's because she's getting extra benefits that you obviously are giving her. And I honestly think that if this becomes a thing where she's always behaving like this, then perhaps it's not something you should encourage at all. Find a woman who is interested in you, in your day-to-day, and everything that happens in your life. The third thing they do is they're only nice when they need something. So you have that female friend that you would rather take, seriously and maybe to the next level of your relationship, right? Or some lady that you think you're dating and yet she doesn't seem to be a very nice person around you. She wouldn't do favors for you. If you were just going to even try to test her into asking her for something, chances are she will tell you that she doesn't have it, even if she does. Such a woman is a big user, right? She'll only be available when she knows that she's going to benefit from the situation. Suddenly she's available because she wants to meet up, because she needs help with, I don't know, financial help or help with some business ideas that she knows that you can give her. Suddenly she's available because she's hungry and she would want a free meal and you're offering. Suddenly she's available. I mean, listen, when it's not a coincidence that she's only available when she stands to gain, right? When a woman wants something from you, she will make herself available. And you need to begin to quickly note a trend that exists over time and over a period where it seems like if she's not going to benefit, if you can't just come and hang out at her house because, well, there's nothing beneficial there, she doesn't get free food, no free drinks, probably even have to cook for you if that's her kind of thing, she'll probably decline or tell you she's unavailable. Be wary of such women. They are only in it to use you. And sometimes you'll be able to almost detect a feeling of uneasiness, almost as if like, nah, this being nice to you isn't genuine at all. I would say go with your gut feelings, go with your intuition. Number four, when a woman is using you, she uses you to network. So maybe you're in a position where you can actually help her get to the next level of her life. Maybe you're in a position where she would need to use you as a stepping stone or a ladder to the next big achievement. There are lots of women who suddenly become extra friendly because they know that they will need you along the line. And if you were to return their friendliness or return their seemingly positive, maybe attitude towards you, you would quickly either get a drawback or she will tolerate you for the moment that she still needs you for that particular thing. Now, here's the thing. When she finally gets that thing she's looking for, suddenly she'll be unavailable. Suddenly you wouldn't be able to see her or meet her up. She will not be answering your calls or responding to your text messages as soon as possible. She could go all day, for instance, without even responding to you, right? Such women are users and you want to avoid them. When it seems as if, oh, they meet you and they're only interested in this other friend that you know who works in this big company who could probably hook them up with a deal or get them that job, right? If you're hanging out with them and they're always talking about this other person of influence that is in your life, for instance, and is looking for you to connect them to that person. I mean, some people are genuine. Maybe they genuinely need help, but I feel like if that's the reason she's in your life, she should be able to be clear with you and not sort of feed you breadcrumbs and have you thinking she likes you more than she does, right? That's just my point. So a lot of these women just use you as a stepping stone to network and basically to climb whatever ladder that they are hoping to climb. Number 5, the relationship feels unequal. I know it's very hard to decipher this particular pointer because we tend to come and belong to a society where men are mostly the ones that are expected to give, right? And women get away with being really selfish. But if the relationship tends to be in an unfair balance, right? Where you're the one who's always coughing out the most, investing the most, and she doesn't seem to reciprocate your love, attention, care, support, then by all means, guys, you're not overthinking it. This woman might be using you for something else. You see, when people are using you, you can actually feel it. You know, there'll be that little voice at the back of your head that says that, this is not genuine. Nope, I do not think that this girl, and in fact, if you want to find out, one of the things you can easily do is just, when she asks you for something, hold on before giving it to her. Don't just give it to her immediately she asks you, right? Let some time pass, let a few days go by and see if her attitude towards you would change. When someone really loves you and they ask you for something and you're not able to immediately provide it, their reaction will not be anger. Their reaction will not be to ignore you because you couldn't provide. Their reaction should be coming from a place of understanding and empathy, right? So just take note of that. If your relationship feels unequal, it's probably because it is. Now, I'm not saying that a woman can do everything a man does in a relationship. Far from that. But what I am saying is, if you give in certain ways, she should be able to also give in other ways that benefit you. And I'm not even talking about sex, so let's not make it about that. I'm simply saying that, let's say if you guys live together, if you clean the car, take out the trash, she should be able to at least lay the bed, make some food if cooking is her thing. I'm just saying that it should feel equal, right? It should feel like we're both investing our time, money, and effort into this relationship that we're trying to build. Anything out of that is a problem. Number 6, when she always wants to stay at home. Now, let me explain. It's not a bad thing necessarily. I understand things may be costly, you know, and you're trying to manage your budget here. But if this woman always wants to stay at home, doesn't engage in any relationship building activities like going out together, and you just seem to be this person who's dating her who's kept in the dark, it could be that she doesn't really value the relationship and she doesn't want it to go any further. Better yet, she doesn't even want the people who are closest to her to get to know about you, either because she's embarrassed or the relationship, like I said, is not genuine. So don't be caught up in this whole, oh, I'm a home girl kind of woman. I don't like to go out. I don't like to hang type of shenanigan that she most likely would try to pull off in this case if she's really trying to use you. Go with your gut feeling, go with your intuition. It's never wrong, right? It's a nice balance. If she likes to stay at home, I do not think that you guys are going to stay at home every single day until you get married or take the relationship to the next level, right? She should be willing to come out with you every now and again. She should be willing to hang out with both your friends, like her friends and yours, ever so often. So keep that in mind. and take note. Number 7, the relationship never grows. So if your woman says that she really likes this relationship, she likes you, she likes the way things are going, wants this to probably end up at the altar and beyond, and yet she doesn't seem to be making all the investments necessary for your relationship to grow, right? Then you might be sitting on something here. If you're in a relationship that is bound to work, you should begin to experience growth. Growth in the way you deal with conflict, growth in the way you manage your money, growth in the way you deal with people or external influences, you understand? But when it seems as if you're just in the same place every single time, it seems as if when you guys have a fight, she's still on this role where she wouldn't talk to you for days, and it will always have to be you apologizing, then you are not on the same page, and growth will be a thing that you will not realize in the relationship. Relationships that are genuine, relationships where both parties are on the same level, are relationships where both parties invest in making things better, in finding solutions that will make you manage challenges and confrontations that come up from time to time and will come up from time to time. So these are a few things that she does when she is using you. I'm sure there's several others, but for the purposes of this video, I will stop here. Now, before you go though, let me also quickly mention, now you see, to be able to deal with a woman who's using you, you need to do a couple of things. Number 1 is you need to set clear limits. Let her know that you've realized that the only time she's available is when she needs something. The only time she's nice to you is when you're offering her a ride somewhere. And outside that, you don't feel the love. And tell her that you're not going to be that person who is constantly available to her anymore. So either she shapes up or she ships out of your life. But you need to set clear limits and boundaries as to the things that she can expect from you or not. Number 2, you need to make direct statements. Now, it's important because most of the time, a lot of people leave others hanging when they know that they no longer want to continue with the relationship they find themselves in. In as much as it's the easy way out, I do not think it's the best way to deal with things. At any point in time, you need to let her get the message that you're trying to send along. And if you intend to stop or end the relationship, let her know clearly. Okay? Sometimes the best way to get your message across is to just say it as it is. Will it hurt? Yes, but at least no one will take you for granted. Number 3 will be to walk away and find someone who is worth your time, effort, and money. Is it going to be easy? No. Will you have moments where you'd like to pick a phone and talk to this person? Most likely. But always remember this. When people love you, they make time for you. When people want to be with you, they will make themselves available. If your woman is not 100% in, or a girl you are hoping to date is not 100% in, check out. It's really as simple as that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you get notified every single time I post. My name is Jessica. Thank you so much for watching.